In the most important scene in Megillas Esther, in the story of Purim, Mordecai finds out about the decree to annihilate the Jews, and he dons sackcloth and ashes and sits outside the palace gates. He gains the attention of Queen Esther, who sends a messenger out with some clothing for him so he can change and come into the palace and tell her what's going on. He spurns the offer of the clothing and he sends her a message, including the text of the decree, and he tells her to go beg the king for mercy for the Jews. Esther sends a message back saying, Mordecai, you know the law. If someone is not summoned and they appear to the inner chamber of the king, unless the king drops his scepter, that person will be killed, and I have not been summoned in 30 days. Mordecai sends a stern message back. Esther, don't think that you can escape in the palace. If you remain silent at a time like this, relief and deliverance will come to the Jews from some other place. But you and your father's house, your legacy, will be lost. And who knows if perhaps it's just for a time like this that you became the queen. Now he convinces her. She says, all right, I'm going to do it. Go gather all the Jews, fast for 3 days. I'll fast along with my maidservants, and then I'll go beg for mercy. But if I had been Mordecai's speechwriter, I would have taken out my little marking pen and revised the last line of his speech. I would have said, Mordecai, what's with the willy-nilly, namby-pamby, wimpy vacillation? Why are you saying, who knows? Instead, say it like you mean it. Tell her, Esther, that's why you're the queen, to go beg for mercy right now. So why does he say who knows? I think that perhaps he's sending her a message, and he's sending us a message. Mordecai's telling Esther, listen, I know, I am convinced that's the reason that you're the queen. In fact, if you look carefully, the Megillah uses the exact same phraseology earlier to describe how Mordecai would walk past the harem during the beauty contest from which Esther was selected the queen. The same phraseology that the Torah uses when Miriam walked past the Nile to see what would become of her brother, baby Moses, in the Nile. Miriam was the only person in the family that never lost faith. She had previously prophesied that her brother would be born and would be the savior of the Jews. So she knew he was going to be saved. She just wanted to see how God was going to do it. And similarly, Mordecai knew there's a reason that Esther's in the harem. There's a reason that she's chosen queen. He knows, but he's telling Esther, you're the one who's going to be risking life and limb. Don't risk your neck based on my belief system. Only go in to see the king if you also believe that that's the reason that you became the queen. So often, we live our lives based on the belief systems of others. If you're performing Jewish rituals only because your parents did, and you have no idea what you're really doing or why you're doing it, you are missing out on the richness, the beauty, and the depth of Judaism. All of our rituals, every single one, we do for a very interesting, compelling reason. You'll find it worthwhile to investigate. And conversely, if you're not performing any of the rituals only because your parents didn't or because your friends and neighbors don't, then isn't it time for you to be a big boy or a big girl? Do your own research. Who knows? Maybe you'll find it fascinating. Maybe you'll find it richly rewarding. And sure enough, if you look in the Megillah, after those 3 days of fasting, before Esther does go in to beseech the king, we're told that she dons her royal garb. Now, she couldn't have looked her best after 3 days of fasting. But at this point in time, it doesn't matter because she's only putting on a costume. She realizes now, she believes that she's not the queen of Persia. She's a Bas Yisrael. She's a daughter of Israel, and she's going to save her people. So this Purim, when we get dressed up in costumes or when we take them off, let's think about who is it that we're imitating the rest of the year. And maybe we can eventually find our own selves, our real selves, and live up to our potential. Have a happy and healthy and meaningful Purim.